Here we are looking at three-dimensional shapes. So actually these are not shapes, these are three-dimensional solids. And the three dimensions that we're looking at are length, width, and height, at least in most of these. With the sphere, it's a little different. But these are three-dimensional solids. And the first one that we are looking at is called a cube. Now, a cube has square faces. Let me see if I can color a face for you so you can see. This, I'm going to come back and clean it up a little bit. This is one face of the cube. So if you think about a cube, think about if you're playing a game with dice, two are dice, one is called a die. Think about how a die feels in your hand, a cube. It has 6 faces, and again, this blue space is called a face, just like the two-dimensional square that we looked at. So here's a face. You have 6 of those faces, and they're all squares. Okay, and then this line right here, let me do it this way. This is so much easier if you can hold a cube in your hand and look at it. But since I'm trying to show you on a screen, let me come in here with, let's color this face, which is also a square. If it's a cube, all the faces are square. And let me clean it up a little bit. And I want you to focus on the area where the pink or the purple and the blue come together. Look at that line where those two meet. That line right there is called an edge. So you have an edge where the two come together. And these corners where 3 come together, let me try. I'm getting a little bit closer in there. So if this is another face where the 3 of them come together, that point is called a vertex. And all of these are vocabulary words. One is a vertex. 8 of them are vertices. Vertex, edge, and face are all vocabulary words. Also cube. So you've got 5 vocabulary words right here in this one picture. You have three-dimensional, cube, face, edge, and vertex. The plural of vertex is vertices. All right, you can also look at this as having a length, a width, that's 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions when I add the height. Okay. All right, moving on, let's go right here to this one because it's a little bit easier to see. This one is called a rectangular prism. Rectangular because it's made up of rectangles. Prism. So that is a vocabulary word. It's the name of this box. And let me see if I can color a face here. Gonna go a little faster. I'll have to clean it up, but you can see this face coming together. There's the face. What kind of shape is the face? It's quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. It has right angles. It's not leaning. So it's either a square or a rectangle, and it's not a square. So its face is rectangular. Here's length and height. I did figure out what's causing that, but I don't know how to fix it immediately. So if we bring in the width, let me color one more face for you. Right here we have on the width the blue face. This could be a square. I can't really tell without knowing the dimensions, but we will just call it another face. That's showing me the width. So here's a vertex. All of them would be vertices. Face, face, and here is an edge where those surfaces, those faces come together. Here's an edge. Rectangular prism. And then we add some circles and things get a little more complicated. Here is a cylinder. It's basically a can. It could be a soda can, a paint can, a silo for grain. A cylinder is a can. It has a circular base, so we could talk about radius and diameter here. Here is diameter. Here is radius, but that's a circular face. And this one, let me just give you some dimensions here. You have height, and this would be a diameter all the way across, a radius. This one does not have a vertex because you have the circle involved. There are no vertices with circular objects. Okay, very closely related is a sphere. Now, this looks like spear, but it's pronounced sphere. And again, this is circle all around. This is circular all around. I can't talk this morning. Here's a diameter, and I lost part of it. Diameter. Anytime you're dealing with a circle, you can talk about radius and diameter. There's radius. Sphere is one of your vocabulary words. Okay. And then we have this fella. So I'm going to color the face, and I want you to see if you can tell me what shape the face is. The face is two-dimensional, and it is a triangle. But look at this face. Oops, got a little too dark there. What shape do you see on the base of this thing? That is a square on the bottom. So this is called a square pyramid. Square because the base is square. Pyramid because the sides are triangles. And that is a vocabulary term. A square pyramid. So if that's a square pyramid, what's this one? This one has triangles all around. The base is a triangle. So it's still a pyramid because of those triangular faces. The base is a triangle. It is a triangular pyramid. And there is another of your flashcards. So I've given you examples of 6 three-dimensional solids. Let me color this on the cylinder so that you can see another face in color. And I think this time I'm going to use purple. Or I'll use blue. That's what popped up. Sort of purple. So see how that circle face sits on top? It would also sit on the bottom. The base is circular as well, even though we can't see that. That is called a face. Are no vertices because we don't have angles. Here's one. This is a vertex. This is a vertex. Both of them together are not vertexes, but vertices. Here's a nice vertex, very sharp. Here's an edge. Here's an edge. So you start to see these everywhere if you look at shapes.